Hi, everybody, and welcome to Mic Drop Monday. It's Elisa, LaShell, the Empowerment Specialist, and I am so excited to join you all tonight. So you guys know what we do. I'm going to give everybody a moment to get on with me live, and we're going to start sharing so that we can get everybody on and begin tonight's episode. I'm so excited about tonight, and I hope you guys are too. So let me give you all a moment to start joining me. Thank you guys so much that are joining. As you come on, make sure that you guys are telling me hello and start sharing because tonight I believe is going to be on fire. So I am telling everybody to join live now, and I want you guys to use your power of influence and do the same. Hey Olivia, hey Renita, I thank you guys that are watching. So listen, this is what I'm doing. I'm sharing and I am getting ready for us to just really get into this thing tonight. Hey Jillian, because I honestly, and I know I say this all the time, but I believe Mic Drop Monday is going to be lit tonight. Leah J, hello and welcome. I have a couple of more pages I'm going to share this with. I'm going to share it with my group. Hey Tamika, I hope you guys are sharing as well because I just think that this discussion is going to be something that all of us can really deal with. And I said earlier, hey Lavada, if you've never dealt with a soul tie, I bet you that you have a sister or a cousin or a niece or somebody that's dealing with soul ties. Hey, and welcome. Thank you guys so much that are joining. So listen, thank you, Antoinette, for saying that. And so I just believe that this is one of those nights where this is a subject, D'Angela, hey love, that's really going to hit us at home. I just believe that so many people, and don't get it twisted. Hey, Charlene, there are so many people, listen, married and single, that have issues with soul ties, people that you just can't get out of your spirit, people that you just can't untie yourself from. Hey, Vicky Blue, thank you so much for watching. Hey, Tanya, woman of God, thank you for joining. So I don't want people to get twisted and think this is just for single people. This is for married people too. Hey, Cheryl, there are so many people that have been caught up in soul ties. And really, honestly, this is not one of those things that people are doing a lot of talking about, but it is something that is serious and it is heavy on my heart. Hey, Sandra, watching from Moultrie, to talk about tonight. These soul ties, so many of us have been or are, hey Crystal, entangled in soul ties, and nobody's teaching us how to break loose. Nobody's teaching us how to get out of these. Listen, soul ties are dangerous, and so maybe it's not you that's in the soul tie. Maybe it's your nephew or your niece or your son or your daughter. Listen, there are some people, Sherry McFadden's in the house, thank you so much, that you don't even know that they're in soul ties. Can I tell you something? Hey Carlencia, there are so many people, I say this all the time, when it's really a deep issue, we're not walking around with a t-shirt saying that we're going through, that I'm in help, I'm in a soul tie. Listen, people are not advertising that they are in soul ties. St. Lucia is in the house. So glad Mic Drop Monday is meeting, is getting into other countries. I'm so grateful. BJ, hello and welcome. And so people aren't going to walk around and say, hey, help, I'm in a soul tie. Listen, they are not going to announce that they are in soul ties. But let me tell you something. Hey, Tashelle, there are so many people that are locked up, tied up, tangled up in soul ties and want to be free. Hey, Miss Juanita. And so that's why I'm stopping for a second and I'm telling everybody that I know, listen, join us live because this is something that I believe is really going to hit home. This is something, hey, and welcome, that I believe men and women. Hey, Sharon. And again, this isn't just for women. There are men that are caught up in soul ties. I keep telling you guys, it's not just for the single people. Hey, Mary, it's also for married people. There are so many people that are both married and single that are caught up in soul ties, that have found themselves entangled inside of situations where they do not know how to get out of. Dr. Finch, hey, and welcome. Hey, Chris, thank you guys so much that are watching. And thank you so many of you guys that I see you guys continuing to join. Listen, I'm trying to tell you all that soul ties is something. You think you're past somebody. California's in the house. You think you're over it. You think you've gotten to the next level. You think, you know what, I'm done with that. But can I tell you something? I'm going to show you how to recognize soul ties. I'm going to show you how to recognize what they do, what soul ties do. You're saying, I was with that man 20 years ago. I was past that woman. I was younger when I fooled with them. But then you start feeling those remnants. It's some stuff that goes on. You just wonder, why can't I pull a loose? What is that? Why am I still feeling some kind of way about that? Why is that stuff still in my head? What is that? Why can't I completely turn this loose? Listen to me. I'm telling you, soul ties affect us all, married and single. My sis Tia is in the house. Thank you so much for joining. And so again, soul ties, this issue is not something that we jump up and want to tell. Soul ties, oh no. Nobody wants to really get up and just admit, listen, I'm a victim of a soul tie. I was laced up and tied up in somebody. Brenda Bailey, you on your way to being great, sis. Thank you so much for joining. And so we don't understand. And again, and I want to say this as a disclaimer. Exactly. Thank you, Ashley. I want to say this as a disclaimer. Mic Drop Monday is not a place of condemnation. It's a place of liberation. That's a mic drop already. Hear me now. Mic Drop Monday is not a place of condemnation. It's a place of liberation. It is a place to get free. It is a place that you can find help, hope, and healing. It's a place to get rid of those chains, those things, those strongholds that have us tied down. Montezuma, Georgia's in the house, so I'm so appreciative. So I'm going to share this one more time. I have a group that I'm going to share this with as well, and I hope you guys are sharing it and getting people on because it's one of those things that we don't want to talk a lot about. Hey, Sheila. And so again, if you know somebody, you can tag them, you can put them in, put this in your group. Listen, I don't even care if you send it. That's right, Preston. I don't even care if you send it to them in their inbox. Soul ties. And that's right, Crystal. People don't really know. My granny is on. Hey, Granny. People don't really know the significance of soul ties. People don't really understand the damage that soul ties do. And so what I want to do is take a moment to talk about soul ties. And so that if you think you're one of those people that you're dealing with you're saying, you know what, that happened to me. You know what, I kind of feel that I had no idea that was a soul tie. Minneapolis is in the house. Thank you so much. And so tonight, thanks, Carlencia, tonight we're going to deal with soul ties. I'm telling you, listen, grab your family, grab your friends. If you have a daughter or a son and listen, I thank you, Luana, you're saying, I know they're mixed up with somebody. I don't know why that boy is tangled up with her. I don't know why that girl is tangled up with them. What is that? Sometimes it's a soul tie. And tonight, again, there's help, there's hope, and there's healing. Thank you, Melissa. Tonight, we're going to uncover the truth behind these soul ties so that we can get free. And listen, I put an APB alert out. I have uncovered 5 soul snatchers. There are some people out there that, listen, are anointed to snatch our souls and have snatched them before, but it's time to get our souls back. Hey, Jasmine is in the house. And so listen, I'm going to identify 5 types of people that come to snatch your soul. Hear me now. This is how we get free. North Carolina, thank you for being in the house. And so we're going to deal with 5 soul snatchers tonight as we deal with these dangerous soul ties. And you guys know I never give you an issue. I never present a problem without showing you guys a solution, how to get free. Before we get out of here tonight, I told you there's help, hope, and healing. I am going to give you 5 ways to get rid of these soul ties. How do you get loose from these soul ties? How do you break free? My sis Latoya is in the house. Hey, and welcome. So again, if you know people, if you have a women's group, if you have a men's group, listen, soul ties. Thank you, Tanya. Soul ties aren't just women. That's a misnomer. Hey, Sherry, it's not just women that deal with soul ties. There are so many men that have soul ties. Women have come through their lives. Hey, Vegeta, women have dealt with them or messed over them, or they've been in bad situations and your soul is knitted. Hey, Kizzy watching from Milwaukee, and you wonder why your soul is knitted to these people. Hey, Isabella, and you're saying, there is something crazy. There's something wrong with this. I need to get loose. I need to get free. What is that? We're dealing with soul ties tonight. I'm telling you guys, this is Mic Drop Monday, and there is help, there is hope, and there is healing in the house. So everybody, hey, Carolyn, hey, Cynthia, if you have not already, I need everybody to take a moment and share this on your page. You don't see your share button? Listen, y'all better find these share buttons, or come out of it and go down your page or scroll on my timeline and hit the share button, because I'm telling you guys, this is one of those nights where people need to get free. This is one of those nights where I'm telling you, this is one of those strongholds. This is one of those situations that we don't always want to tell the truth about. We don't always want to admit that we're caught up. We used to have this song at my church when I was little that had to do with being wrapped up, tied up, and tangled up. And they were talking about being wrapped up, tied up, and tangled up in Jesus. But can I tell you, sometimes we get wrapped up, tied up, and tangled up with the wrong people. we knit our souls to the wrong people. We give our souls out prematurely. We give out parts of us emotionally, mentally, psychologically, spiritually to somebody, and all of a sudden something happens, and we're going to deal with that tonight. That's something that happens, that soul tie, that thing that knits us with another person, even past the point where we know it's no longer healthy, even past the point when we say, listen, I've been trying to walk away from this man forever. I've been trying to walk away from this woman forever. Or I walked away from them, but guess what? Something is still on me. There's still some remnants. I'm not able to get past something. Something is, I don't know what that is. We're dealing with soul ties tonight. We're going to be free tonight. Mic Drop Monday. I'm telling you guys, you all know me. And for you guys that are new, make sure that you let me know that you are new. I see so many people that are watching. Thank you guys so much. I need more people to get on. So I need you guys to start sharing, because there is somebody that really, really wants to understand, how do I get past these people? How do I get past? And George, I hear you. It's sometimes you can leave people and there's still a remnant. That's what we're going to deal with. Sometimes there are people that you've walked away from, and your soul has been tied to these people, and you're saying, what is that that's still on me? I thought we're not even together anymore. I'm not even with that woman anymore. I'm not even with that man. I haven't even seen them in 5 years or 10 years, but there's a something. It's a soul tie. Thank you guys that are sharing. I really appreciate you guys as we deal with such a huge topic, as we deal with something you don't know. And I say this all the time, when you use your power of influence, you do not know. Thank you, Shanice is new. Thank you so much for watching. You don't know how many people you are helping. You don't know. I say this all the time. There may be a married woman or a married man. Hey, Amy, that's watching from North Carolina. Lisa is new. Thank you guys all that are new that are watching. I appreciate you guys. You could be a married man or a married woman that's married, but it still has a soul tie to somebody. You're saying, but it was just one time, but I just rolled out there and it was this, and all of a sudden there is a something, and you're wondering, whoa, what is that? Soul ties. Some of you guys have children that are entangled in soul ties, and maybe this message can help them get free. Listen, if that's you, I need you to hit that share button, because Mic Drop Monday again is about help, hope, and healing. You guys know I'm Elisa, LaShell, the empowerment specialist, and I bring messages of help, hope, and healing under the premise of one thing: you can't fix what you won't face. How are you going to fix it if you won't face it? Hey, Sarah, thank you so much for watching. And so Mic Drop Monday puts us right there in the mirror to say, listen, hey, Rosa, that's watching from Albany. It puts us in the mirror to say, wait a minute, this is an issue of mine. Some of us don't even realize that the thing that we're dealing with is a soul tie. Tonight, we're going to talk about how to recognize them. So one more time, I'm going to give you the opportunity. If you have not shared it, hit that share button. Listen, Wilmington, North Carolina is in the house. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that share button, tag a friend, even put this in their inbox. If you don't want to call them out, listen, this is a message that I believe is going to be one that's going to really resonate with so many people, because some of us have soul ties. And listen, those of you guys, a lot of you all are new. Let me tell you about Mic Drop Monday. I have 3 little rules, and they're really, really easy, but Mic Drop Monday is very interactive. I love having you guys on here every single Monday. I'm here at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time right here on Facebook Live. Thank you, Terry, for sharing from Florida. So 3 easy rules to Mic Drop Monday. Number 1, if you hear me say something and you say, oh my goodness, you just dropped the mic, that means you just said something profound. You just said something and I had an aha moment. What I need you to do, thank you for sharing, Anita, is hit that microphone emoji if you have it on your phone. If you're watching from somewhere else, listen, you can just type the words mic drop. I'm touching and agreeing with you, Rosa, for your body. We're going to be praying that you recover. And so if you hear me say something significant, hey, Brittany, type in the words mic drop, or just hit that microphone emoji. Let me know. Cleveland, Ohio is in the house. Thank you, Melissa, sharing from Missouri. I appreciate it. Hit that microphone emoji. Let me know that that was a mic drop. Carlencia is putting it on the screen. Drop some mics up there. Number 2, listen, and this is the part where we have some accountability. If I say something and you say, whoa, thanks Lola for watching, and you say, wait a minute, That's me. I see me. Either that used to be me or that's me right now. Do me a favor. Type 3 little words in. I see me. Because let me tell you what that does. Thank you, Shantara, watching from Tifton. That shows somebody else that might have thought that they were by themselves. Sweetie, you're not the only one that has went through that. No, sir. You're not going through that by yourself. I've dealt with that. So if you see yourself in a situation that I'm talking about, type in 3 simple words. I see me. It's accountability. Last but not least, I teach by nature. I like to teach and make sure that we have points that help us to learn, because people perish because of lack of understanding. So if you hear me drop some points, or if you hear me drop a mic drop that was something significant, do me a favor and type it into the comments. What you're doing, you're reinforcing that affirmation. You're saying it to yourself. You're typing it so that you can read it. You're typing it so that somebody else can read it and say, wow, what did she say then? That's powerful. I need to write that down. I need to put that in my notes, because that is something significant for me. So those are the 3 rules. Mic drop. If I see you guys putting it on the screen, if I drop the mic and you guys know they're coming, then either put the mics up there or type in mic drop. Secondly, if I say something and you see yourself in it, listen, put in those 3 words. I see me. And last but not least, if you hear me give some points and you say, wow, that's the truth, let me put this in. Hey, Tina, thank you so much for watching. Then type them into the comments, because I'm always giving 5 ways for this and 5 ways for that. So make sure that you type them into the comments. Once again, thank you guys so much for joining me, especially you guys that are new. I'm Elisa LaShell, the empowerment specialist, rebuilding, renewing, and restoring from the inside out. I really, truly believe that you can't fix what you won't face. But listen, when you get bold and brave enough and honest enough to face it, there is help, there is hope, and there is healing. And that's what Mic Drop Monday is all about. So make sure you guys have hit that share button as we begin Mic Drop Monday. Welcome to all of you guys that are just coming in. Make sure you get your people on, because it's going to be lit tonight. Now, here we go. Mic Drop Monday tonight. We are dealing with soul ties. We are dealing with breaking dangerous soul ties. I said at the beginning that this word is not just for, hey, Nicole, hey, Elizabeth, thank you guys so much that are watching. It's not just for single people. It's for married people too. It's not just for current relationships. It deals with past relationships. It's not just one thing. You might think, well, soul ties only have to do with this one thing. Hey, Sharita, thank you so much for coming on. There are so many different areas of our lives where soul ties play a role. And now listen, I'm going to start off by telling you something powerful, because a lot of people say, you know what, soul ties don't affect me. Soul ties don't have anything to do with me. Listen to me. If you have ever been entangled with somebody, whether you're still with them now or whether you were with them before, and there are some remnants that are still on you, hear me. There are 5 areas that soul ties affect, especially dangerous soul ties. We know that there are good soul ties and there are bad soul ties. Tonight, we're dealing with dangerous soul ties. Like I said, maybe it's not you. Hey, Moriel, thank you so much for watching. It might not be you that has this soul tie. It might be your family member or a friend, somebody close to you that you know. If that's the case, listen, share it. You don't know who this message is for and can really relate and help them get free of something that they've been trying to get out of for years. Now, there are 5 areas of our lives where soul ties affects us. 5 places where this can tie you down, soul ties. Number 1, soul ties affect your head. Listen, soul ties affect the way that you think, the way that you process things in your mind. Can I tell you something? Soul ties affect it. The second place that you can get tied up in a dangerous soul tie is your heart. Soul ties, especially dangerous one, affects the way that you feel. It affects the way that you process emotion. Thirdly, what do dangerous soul ties affect? Your intimacy. You have a hard time. And listen, I'm not just talking about sex. Your intimacy. Dangerous soul ties affect your ability to get close to people. It affects your ability to really commune with people. It affects your ability even to be intimate with somebody. Number 4, and I'm going to go back through them. The 4th place of dangerous soul ties affects is your spirit. You start wondering why you're vexed in your spirit, why you're heavy in your spirit. Why did your spirit feel deflated or defeated? It could potentially be a dangerous soul tie. And 5th, Soul ties affect your purpose. You wonder, why am I not out there being great? You wonder, why am I not out there doing what I know I'm called to do? You wonder, why am I not further along than I should be? It could be a dangerous soul tie. So listen, if you didn't think soul ties really affect you, I'm going to go back over it. 5 places where soul ties affect you. Number 1, your head, the way that you think. Number 2, thank you guys that are typing them in the comments. Number 2, your heart, how you process emotion. Number 3, your intimacy, your ability or your lack of ability to connect with somebody, to really communicate and commune with somebody. Number 4, soul ties affect your spirit. You start wondering why you're feeling vexed. You start wondering why you're getting that inside of your soul. It affects your spirit. How you're wondering, listen, I don't have the kind of relationship. What happened to my prayer life? What happened to me? It affects your spirit. And last but not least, soul ties affect your purpose. You wonder why you're not doing what you know you were put here to do. You're wondering why you're not walking into the fullness of your purpose. Can I tell you, it could be a dangerous soul tie. So many of you guys are here. Thank you all so much for joining. Make sure that you're hitting that share button because we are getting ready to get into this thing. We are dealing with dangerous soul ties. And I said this at the beginning and I'm going to keep reiterating. Mic Drop Monday is not a place of condemnation. It's a place of liberation. I better say that again for the people in the back. Mic Drop Monday is not a place of condemnation. It's a place of liberation, a place to be free, a place to get loose from those strongholds, a place not so that you can feel ashamed and not so that you can feel burdened down, but a place where you can say, listen, that's me. That was me. I'm in a soul tie right now. I'm married and I got a dangerous soul tie. I'm watching and I can't even put an emoji up there, but that is me. Mic Drop Monday is not a place of condemnation, but it is absolutely a place of liberation. I'm telling you, there is help. There is hope and there is healing. I see so many people that are coming on. I guess that means you guys are sharing, and thank you so much for this. Thank you, Redina, for sharing this. I appreciate it. Listen, if you guys have a page of people that you know, maybe it's a wives group or a women's group or a men's group or a church group, whatever it is. Thank you, Phyllis. I want you guys to share this because there is somebody that right now that is dealing with a dangerous soul tie. There is somebody right now that's not really understanding what that is. What's that about? Why can't I get past this? I'm not able to get free. I'm not able to walk in wholeness. I'm not able to walk into my purpose. And it could be a soul tie. Tonight, we're going to deal with what happens when you're soul tied. And listen, earlier I put an APB alert out. I've identified 5 soul snatchers. Yeah, those people that come in to snatch your soul, that have snatched your soul from you because of a dangerous soul tie. Hey, Adrian, listen, it's time to get your soul back. We are dealing with dangerous soul ties tonight. And so this is what we're talking about because we want to be healed. How do we untangle ourselves? I can promise you, Shantaria, that's what we're talking about tonight. So I hope you guys are hitting that share button because this is what we're doing tonight. Bless you. Thank you, Andrea, for being on here. Everybody that's watching, I'm so grateful that you decided. Khalila's in the house to join me tonight for this amazing, amazing night as we deal with soul ties. So let me begin. Marianne Gully, thank you so much for watching. Let me begin by telling you guys, giving you a practical example of what a soul tie is. And I learned this from one of the guys I follow. He's a senior associate leader, and his name is Chris. And he wrote an article a couple of years ago where he explained it. And I don't think there was a better way of explaining what happens when you are in a soul tie. So imagine having 2 planks of wood, okay? Imagine you have 2 planks of wood and you put Gorilla Glue on these 2 planks of wood, right? And so you have a plank of wood here and you have a plank of wood here. Now listen, maybe this plank of wood is your past and maybe this plank of wood is your present. Maybe this plank of wood is who you used to be and maybe this plank of wood is who you are right now. Maybe this plank of wood is your ex-baby daddy and maybe this plank of wood is who you're trying to get with right now. In either case, there are 2 opposites. There are 2 planks of wood, and guess what? A soul tie is if you slap them together and you let them sit overnight. You let them sit overnight. Listen, if you've ever dealt with Gorilla Glue or you've ever dealt with any kind of bonding glue, you put it on there, nail glue, listen, any kind of glue. You let that bad boy bond for a minute and what happens? Something starts getting knitted together. Now, that's not just the only part of a soul tie. Here's the dangerous part of soul ties. Believe me, if you get to this point and you say, whoa, wait a minute, that was the wrong person. Hold on. I wasn't supposed to be knitted to them. Oh, no, they were a vulture in disguise. Oh, no, that was the devil. Oh, no, I wasn't supposed to marry her. Oh, no, I wasn't supposed to be intimate with him. And you say, I've got to get loose. I've got to get free. A soul tie is like trying to snatch those two pieces of wood apart from each other after not only that they've been glued and put together, but they've sat overnight and bonded. Now you try to snatch those two pieces of wood apart. Guess what? Here's what makes soul ties so dangerous. There are some parts of this piece of wood that's going to be left on this one, and there are some parts of this piece of wood that's going to be left on this one. Are you hearing me tonight? This is bringing help, hope, and healing. I'm telling you, you can't fix what you won't face. And so you've bonded with somebody. You gave them the best parts of you, or maybe you just gave them some of you. You gave them a piece. Come on, we grown folks tonight. You gave them something that belonged to you and you bonded. Somewhere you got together and you said, you know what? Here is my love, or here is my affection, or here is my attention, or here is my body, or I'm sharing my finances, or I'm sharing my present, or I want to share my future. And something happened. Maybe somebody cheated. Maybe somebody abandoned somebody. Maybe there was rejection. And listen, those two pieces of wood with that glue on it, they got torn apart. But listen, they left some remnants on you. And guess what? You left some remnants on them. So somewhere, somebody's walking around with a piece of you stuck to them. And somewhere you're walking around and guess what? There are remnants of somebody else on you. See, soul ties can be, you have to look at this mentally. You have to look at this psychologically. You have to look at this spiritually. You have to look at this in so many different manners. You thought it was a one-hit wonder. You thought it was a fly-by-night. You thought it was a booty call. You thought it was just this one time. You thought it was seasonal. But those soul ties, when you get ripped apart, remnants are left here. Remnants. And if you don't go back and listen and extract those pieces, if you don't go back and pull your soul out of the clutches of a dangerous soul tie, you'll wonder why you're forever wrapped up, tied up, and tangled up in something you thought you got past. Can I tell you something? And this is for somebody. Some of you all aren't able to walk into your future because, listen, you got a soul tie with your past. That was a mic drop. Y'all see I'm not even looking at my notes. Listen, that's for somebody that's watching. Y'all know I flow prophetically. Some of you have a soul tie with your future. You can't even be the person that you're called to be because you got bonded with who you thought you were supposed to be. You got bonded with where you thought you were supposed to go. You got bonded with the way you thought your life was supposed to end. And listen, somewhere life happened and it tore you apart. Maybe you got dumped. Maybe you had to drop out of school. Maybe there was a baby out of wedlock. Maybe there was some abandonment issues. But listen, who you thought you were going to be and who you are right now, it got torn apart. And you can't walk into the fullness of your right now because you're still soul tied to your back then. I hope somebody's writing this down because I might not even remember all of these mic drops. You wonder, why can't I embrace who I am right now? Because my soul is knitted to who I thought I was going to be. But I was supposed to have this by this time. But I was supposed to be in a better situation. But I thought I'd have this handled for me right now. And so there's a soul tie to who I thought I was going to be. And that's not what I look like right now, a soul tie. But that's right, Crystal. You've got to figure out how to have a soul tie with your future. I say this all the time. My past has passed. My past has passed. It's gone. But sometimes we won't go back and reclaim who we are right now. Sometimes we gave up some part of us to somebody that never intended to do us any good. Sometimes we did it because we didn't know any better. Sometimes we did it because we were, manipulated. Sometimes we did it because we were the person that was trying to get over. But somewhere our souls were knitted, our purpose was knitted, our intentions were knitted to something, and we thought we were tied. When you put glue onto something, you mean for that thing to be permanent. You mean for that. That's not something that is just, that's temporary. I want to be, no. When you tie yourself to something, you expect this is what I have. When you put that ring on your finger, when you make those vows, when you make those verbal commitments, you say this is what I want forever. But life happens, and sometimes it's snatched, and you wonder what happened. I thought that was a forever thing. I thought that was a never-ending thing, but we had children together. You know, my soul was tied to him. My soul was tied to her, but then life happened. And you're saying, listen, your soul is tied to your past, but your present is your present needs you, but you can't untangle. You're saying, but my soul is, I'm going to just sit here and I'm going to mourn who I used to be. I'm going to just sit here and I'm going to just mourn what I used to have. I'm just going to mourn what I thought was going to happen. And you wonder why you're not able to walk in wholeness, why you're not able to go into your prosperity, why you're not able to go into your future, because you got a soul tie with your past. But you better make this acknowledgement tonight. My past has passed. My past has passed. I hope I'm helping those of you guys that are just coming on. Thank you so much, and welcome to Mic Drop Monday, a place of help, hope, and healing. I said at the beginning, I'm keep saying this all night as we deal with soul ties. This is not a place of condemnation. This is a place of liberation. It's time to get free. And so tonight we're dealing with soul ties. And so I want to give you some indications, just in case you're not sure, of how to tell if you perhaps may be in a dangerous soul tie. There are 7 indications, and you're saying, you know what? I wonder if this is a bad soul tie. See, some of us think that soul ties is just with the opposite sex. But sometimes, can I tell you something? You're in a dangerous soul tie with somebody of the same sex. It's your friend, and they're supposed to be your forever buddy. Some of those can be dangerous soul ties. You have to be very careful, because when you make a soul tie, when your soul is knitted to somebody, when you've made these covenants with somebody and you say, this is me, this is my A1, you know, we've been together, listen, and you discover that that thing is detrimental, and you discover that that thing is divisive, and you try to break loose. I told you at the beginning, soul ties is like putting some Gorilla Glue on 2 planks of wood, putting them together, letting them sit overnight and bond, and then realizing that was a mistake, and trying to pry them apart. You left some remnants of you with them, and they left some remnants of yourself. Listen, remnants were left. But tonight, I'm trying to tell you, this is a place of help, hope, and healing. I'm not bringing condemnation, but I am bringing liberation. And so let me give you guys 7 signs, 7 indications that you perhaps have a dangerous soul tie. I hope you guys are ready, and I hope you're buckled up, because we're getting ready to ride out tonight. Number 1, you are in a physically, emotionally, or spiritually, here it is, abusive relationship, but you feel so attached to them that you refuse to cut off the connection, and you refuse to set any boundaries. Listen, you're in a physically abusive relationship, meaning that they are physically doing something to you. They are physically hurting you. Number 2, it could be emotionally. Emotionally means, listen, they're verbally abusive. I just told you might not just be with your significant others. These might be people that you're affiliating and associating yourself with. They're verbally abusive. They're always being condescending. They're always saying things that are detrimental, talking down on who you are and who you're trying to be. They're emotionally abusive. They're spiritually, abusive. Every time you try to vibrate higher, every time you try to shift your life into the next level, every time you try to get committed to God, every time you say, you know what, I'm going to commit myself, I'm going to reaffirm myself, I'm going to get reunited with God, I'm going to really try to get my life right with, and all of a sudden, they're abusive. You still going to that church? You're still trying to read a Bible? You still trying to, for what? Abusive. Listen, but even though you see the abuse, you're saying, I just feel so attached to them. So we just made this connection. I don't know. I know they're physically, emotionally, and spiritually abusive, but I feel attached to them. I feel like, my emotions for them are just so deep. Hear me? That's flag number 1, that this could be a dangerous soul tie. Number 2, here is an indication that you might be in a dangerous soul tie. The second thing is, you've left the relationship, maybe even long ago, but you think about that person obsessively. Listen, y'all not even sleeping together anymore. Listen, y'all don't even see each other anymore. Y'all don't even talk anymore, but you find yourself thinking about this person obsessively. What are they doing? I wonder who they with. I wonder where they going. Wonder what kind of clothes. Well, it's Tuesday, and they usually do this on Tuesdays. Well, it's Saturday night. I wonder if they made any plans on Saturday night. You're just obsessively thinking about them, and you're not even in a relationship with them anymore. I'm talking about 7 indicators that you could be having an unhealthy soul tie with somebody. I'm telling you guys, we're getting free tonight, but you can't fix what you won't face. Number 3, here we go. Whenever you do something, whenever you make a decision, whenever you have a conversation with somebody, whenever you pick out something new to wear, whenever you do something different with your hair, you feel like that person is watching you, or they're with you, or they're listening. You're saying, oh, I better not say that because I know how they feel when I talk like that. I better not wear that because I know how they are when I act like that. I feel like they're watching me. I feel like they always spying on me. I just feel like that person has some kind of peekaboo spirit on me. They're watching me. What is that? Hear me. That is a sign that you are in an unhealthy or have an unhealthy soul tie to somebody. I'm telling you guys, this is not just about couples. This is about people. This is not just even about people that you're with right now. Thank you, Liana. This is not just about people. Could be people that you've dealt with in the past. This could be so-called friends or associates. We're dealing with how to identify dangerous soul ties. Number 4. When you try to identify them, when you're trying to be intimate with the person you're supposed to be with, hopefully your spouse, you're still obsessively thinking about that other person. You're saying, I'm just still thinking about them. I'm trying to be intimate with my spouse, but that other person is in my spirit. They're in my soul. I keep thinking about them. I can see, you know what I'm saying? I'm just getting that feeling like they used to do that. You see yourself playing the comparing game, and I remember how they did this, and this don't feel like that person. They don't smell like that person. They don't respond to me like that person. The Queen of Restoration, Shamika Dean, Purpose Coach is on. Thank you so much, my friend, for being here. I'm talking about signs of these dangerous soul ties. Thank you guys so much that are telling the truth. You don't know why you can't get that off of you. It's in your spirit. I'm talking about dangerous soul ties. Number 5. Now check this one out. I'm talking about 7 traits of dangerous soul ties. You take on negative traits of that other person. Hear me. Because your soul is tied to them, and you even carry their offenses with you. What am I saying? You see yourself, you acting like that other person. Y'all been connected so bad. I told you now, soul ties isn't just for a man and a wife or a relationship. This could be somebody that's attached themselves to you. This could be somebody that's a so-called friend or associate. This could be somebody you left in the past, and all of a sudden there's some remnants. I told you at the beginning, soul ties are like slapping 2 planks of wood together with Gorilla Glue, and they bond it, and then you're trying to snatch them apart. There's remnants left on each side. And so, number 5, you're taking on negative traits. You're saying, somebody said, oh, you acting just like that man. Or, oh, you acting just like that woman. What's going on? You don't even use it. Your body language is different. You familiar with that same person. What is that? And then you're like, no, I'm not. No, yes, you are. You don't even realize they have a problem with certain people. Now, all of a sudden, you got a problem with. It's not even your issue. Listen, soul ties, all of a sudden, you wonder why you have aversions towards certain people, or you wonder all of a sudden why you have this, you want to be with them. That's right. You become one with them. So in essence, y'all are, that's right, Shamika, kind of the same person. And you're saying, what is that? Listen, I'm talking about soul ties tonight. I keep telling you guys, this is not condemnation. This is liberation. And this is help, hope, and healing tonight so we can be free. Here's the 6th way to indicate that you might be in a dangerous soul tie. I hope y'all are sharing, because somebody needs to be free tonight. Somebody needs to hear this segment so that they can get free and walk in wholeness. You defend your right to stay in the relationship with the person that your soul is tied to, even though it is negatively affecting or it impacting your important relationships. You see that it's messing up your marriage. You see that it's messing up the relationship you have with your children. You see that it's messing up your faith in God. You see that it's messing you up at work, but you're defending it. Well, I don't need you talking about me and him. I don't need you talking about her. You don't even know we got a special bond. You sure do. It's a soul tie. We have a different kind of relationship. You're defending it. And oh goodness, don't let anybody say something about that person. You getting all in your feelings. You know, somebody might say, you're picking up some real dangerous characteristics of this person. You might need to give yourself a little room, a little space. You just don't want me to be with them. You just don't want me to get, and you just going all the way left. Listen, you better be easy, because that could potentially be a dangerous soul tie. You see it destroying you. I just told you guys at the beginning that there are 5 places that you're tied, that's tied up when you're in a dangerous soul tie. Number 1, I said it's your head. You're tied up in your head. You can't think straight. Your thoughts are consumed with the person. Number 2, your heart is tied. You can't even love freely, or you can't even receive love freely, because your heart is still tied up to that person, even though you've been done with them years ago. Number 3, your intimacy is tied up. You're wondering, you're trying to be in your marriage, but listen, you got a connection on the outside. You tipping and dipping with somebody, they've snatched your soul, and you're wondering, but I want to do right by my wife, but I want to do right by my husband, and you can't make that connection. It could be a dangerous soul tie. It affects your intimacy. Number 4, your spirit. You wondering, listen, I want to get back to God. I want to be loose of this soul tie. What is that? Why can't I feel Jesus? Because that soul tie is affecting your spirit. And I said, number 5, soul ties affect your purpose. You wonder why you're not able to walk into that next level, that place where you're supposed to be in. It could be a soul tie. So I've just identified 7 attributes of dangerous soul ties. If you're just coming on, welcome and thank you. Make sure you go back and watch this from the beginning. Make sure that you guys are hitting the share button, because there's somebody out there tonight that needs to identify these soul ties and get some help and get some hope and get some healing. If it is not you, it might be your daughter. It might be your son. It might be your sister or brother. I keep telling you guys, soul ties affect us in so many ways. We think, man, I slept with that girl months ago, years ago. Man, I hadn't seen that guy in 10 years. I don't even know what this is. Listen, remnants are caught onto you. Remnants are still attached, but there is help, there is hope, and there is healing tonight on Mic Drop Monday. Make sure you're sharing. When you're dealing with a dangerous soul tie, one of the evidences that there's a negative soul tie is that you have a constant feeling of being tormented. See, if you want to really know if you are connected to a person in a destructive way, monitor how you feel on a daily basis. I'm dropping some golden nuggets if you really want to identify if whether or not you are really connected to an unhealthy soul tie. Let me tell you what you do now. Monitor how you feel on a daily basis. A negative soul tie is evidenced by a constant feeling of torment. When you see them texting you, you're saying, oh my goodness, what do they want? When you see them calling, you're saying, here we go. Let me brace myself. Let me get my attitude together. Let me get my spirit in check, because something is about to happen. If you live in a state of sadness, you just feel like, oh my goodness, when is this going to end? It's detrimental to you, but you're still connected. You're feeling confined, like you're stuck, like you're stagnated, like you're still, and you can't get past it. Listen. It is evident that this is a negative soul tie. If you're feeling like you're bound to this person in unhealthy ways, hear me. This is a dangerous soul tie. And a negative soul tie will cause you to believe that love is supposed to feel like longing and sadness and misery. It's supposed to make you believe that I'm supposed to be feeling that tug. I'm supposed to be feeling that longing. Somebody wrote a song one time about, it ain't love if it don't hurt like this. The devil is a liar. I don't want that. I have never saw hurt and love in the same sentence. Like, that's what identifies it. Yes, when you love somebody, you have to prepare yourself that there is a possibility that you're going to hurt them or they're going to hurt you, because we are fallible as humans and we have the propensity to mess up, to flunk. The 7th indicator was that, I'm sorry, I didn't say the 7th one. Thank you so much. The 7th one. There was one more indication that you have a dangerous soul tie. You have, simultaneous experiences or moods, just like the person, thank you so much, that you were tied to. Listen, Check this out. When there is a dangerous soul tie, it happens in the positive, but tonight we're dealing with how to identify negative soul ties. They're sick, and all of a sudden you're saying, you know what, I feel sick too. What is that? All of a sudden, and then you start thinking, oh, we're supposed to be soulmates, because it's like, I feel what you feel. I see what you see. I have the same kind of emotions. Listen, you better be easy when you're dealing with soul ties, because people can attach themselves to your spirit and they can make you take on their attributes. All of a sudden, you've knitted your soul together and you think it's magical. You just think, oh, this must be in the spirit. You start thinking, woo, this thing has got to be something powerful, because I can feel, you know what, I knew you were sick. I felt, because I was feeling sick. I knew you were dealing with something. Now, I'm not talking about when you have a burden for somebody. Hear me now. I'm not talking about if you are praying for somebody or if somebody's in your spirit. I'm talking about dangerous soul ties. When you start linking up to somebody, and I just said you have these negative, you all of a sudden you're saying, when I think about this person, I start getting that feeling. You have a butterfly in your stomach, but it's not excitement, it's cautiousness. You're thinking, what's about to happen today? You're thinking, what's about to go down today? I'm telling you, a negative soul tie is evidenced by that constant feeling of feeling tormented. And one more time, if you want to know if you are connected to a person in a destructive way, monitor how you feel on a daily basis. Monitor. How are you feeling when you talk about that person? How do you feel when they call you? How do you feel when you see you've got an alert from them? How do you feel if you start feeling like, oh my goodness, not this again? Oh, what's about to happen now? That should put a check in your spirit. We're dealing with dangerous soul ties. Listen, the feeling or the attempt to disconnect yourself from somebody is the first sign that something isn't right. We do not separate or distance ourselves from things that bring us peace, pleasure, and prosperity. Can I help you? Let me take that even further. We do not separate or distance ourselves from the things or the people that bring us peace, prosperity, pleasure, or even purpose. No, if somebody are bringing those positive things to you, you don't want to be separated from them. But if you see yourself having feelings and attitudes and you're saying, I need to get away from them. I need to be disconnected from them. Hear me when I tell you that is a sign that something is not right. I'm going to say it again. The feeling or attempt to disconnect yourself from somebody is the first sign that something isn't right. We do not distance or separate ourselves from things, from people that bring us purpose, that bring us pleasure, that bring us peace, that bring us prosperity. We don't want to get away from them. So listen, if you're trying to distance yourself away from somebody, then perhaps it could be an indication that this is a dangerous soul tie. Let's keep going. If you obsess over your love for this person in a detrimental place, in a detrimental way, your thoughts about your partner or this person that you're with, they invade your mind in this forceful way, and it's never positive. If you're thinking about this person and you're dreading when the next time you're going to be in their presence, if you're haunted by the idea about, well, I wonder what they're doing, who could they be with, what do they have on, I can't disconnect from the way that they hurt me. They shut me down. They rejected me. They didn't come through when I thought they were coming through for them. I can't get past it. I know that I don't even fool with them anymore, but I still have these issues with them. I'm still mad. I wake up and I wonder, I hope she's not somewhere on vacation when she knows she owes me money, or I hope they're not somewhere posted up on Facebook with their new family when we were supposed to be a family. If you are constantly haunted by thoughts, by obsession about what happened when you were connected with that person, you can't get over the fact, or you're dreading when is the next time you're gonna run into them. Oh goodness, I gotta go to the store. Lord, I hope I don't see them. Was that their car that looked just like their car? And your heart starts beating fast, not in anticipation, but because you're saying, oh goodness, I don't want to see them. Listen, these are signs, indicators that these could be dangerous soul ties. Now listen, we're getting ready to shift, and we're going to get ready to uncover 5 soul snatchers. Yeah, I've identified 5 soul snatchers. If you have not done so already, Y'all need to get y'all friends on. Share this on your page, because I keep telling you guys, soul ties affect us in so many ways. They affect us from our past. They affect us in our present, and they affect us in our future. Hear me. Soul ties is not just for the people that we're connected to now. It's for the people that we were connected to in the past, that we've tried to get away from, but something happened and we're wondering, why are we still carrying remnants from that person? Why are there pieces of us that are still missing? We're not able to give ourselves over to anybody else, not to good friendships, not over to Jesus, not over to relationships, not over to intimacy, because we had a soul tie and some pieces of us were left with that other person, or that other person left some remnants of who they are with us. We're talking about dangerous soul ties. So if you're just coming on, welcome and thank you. Make sure you watch this from the beginning, but do me a favor and hit that share button, because you don't know who is walking around dealing with these soul ties, and there is help, there's hope, and there's healing. I told you guys that tonight is not about condemnation, but it is about liberation. It's not about condemnation, but it is about liberation. So somebody wanted to know, I gave you guys 7 indicators of dangerous soul ties, and they want the last 2. The number 6 was you defend your right to stay in the relationship with that person, even though it's negatively affecting your relationship with people that you love, your mom, your siblings, your best friend, your children, your husband, but you're still defending your right to stay connected to them. And number 7 was that you have simultaneous experiences or moods, just like the other person. They're sick, and all of a sudden you said, you know what, I felt like you were sick because I was sick too. Hear me. Sometimes these are indicators of dangerous soul ties. Now listen, I put an APB out earlier that I have figured out there are 5 soul snatchers that have tied us to them, whether it was in our past or in our present. But the only way that we can be free and walk into our future whole and complete is that we figure out how to get untangled with these people. We got to figure out, my soul was tied up into these people. What happened? Well, listen, I have figured out there are 5 soul snatchers out there that snatched our soul. Hear me. There are some moms on here that have some daughters that are tangled up in some dangerous soul ties. Make sure you hit that share button, because perchance your daughter could maybe watch this, because 9 times out of 10, people that are in dangerous soul ties want to get free. There are some men that are watching, and no, you can't admit that you got a soul tie with somebody because you're with somebody right now. And you thought that this thing was temporary and you were trying to get past it, but you wonder why this woman can text you, why this woman can walk by you, why you can smell some perfume that smells like that person and you haven't even seen them, and you're drawn right back in. Listen, it's remnants of dangerous soul ties. Tonight is not a place of condemnation. Tonight is a place of liberation. I want you to be free. There is help, there's hope, and there is healing. So make sure that you're sharing this, because you don't know who is in a place that's ready to get free. I hope y'all ready, because we're getting ready to shift 5 soul snatchers. Now, this grown folks tonight, so I hope y'all got your big boy clothes on and your big girl clothes on, because we're getting to the heart of the matter, and we're going to deal with what keeps us tied, what keeps our souls tied to these people. Even those of you guys that are watching the replay, thank you and welcome. Make sure even you start sharing this on your page, because this is going to help somebody get free. And I'm going to make sure that I upload this to my YouTube channel. If you have not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, Elisa LaShell, I'm on YouTube, and I put a lot of my videos on there. And so maybe you know somebody that's not necessarily on Facebook, but they do have YouTube. Be on the lookout. Make sure you subscribe, because a lot of my videos are on YouTube. Make sure that you guys have sent me a friend request. Make sure that you guys are following me, because I want you to be notified when I'm dealing with this stuff. So we're dealing with dangerous soul ties, and this grown folks tonight, I'm dealing with 5 indicators of 5 soul snatchers. And this is real, raw, and relevant. Y'all know how I do. Number 1, the first soul snatcher. Make sure you hit this share button, because somebody needs to hear this. The good sexer. Oh, yeah, and I might have made up that word. But listen, number one, the good sexer. We're talking about 5 soul snatchers. A good sexer will snatch your soul. I'm trying to help y'all get free. We're grown here. And y'all know I tell you, you can't fix what you won't face. So let's deal with this. The only thing that's binding you to that man is how he makes you feel sexually. We're telling the truth. The only reason you still keep fooling with that woman is how she makes you feel sexually. Listen, it's what they're doing to you physically. It's the sex. I'm talking about 5 soul snatchers. They snatching your soul because of sex. If we just want to tell the truth and tell all the truth because we grown, I'm talking about 5 soul snatchers, and number one is the good sexer. You would have already left that man alone. You would have already walked away from that woman. You would have been past that relationship except the sex was good. We're talking about 5 soul snatchers. I'm putting the APB and I'm uncovering these soul snatchers tonight. And number one is the good sexer. You know you would have left that man alone, but you just be thinking, woo, but can't nobody do what he do. You know you would have left that woman alone, but you be thinking, I don't know. I can't let that thing go. Listen, the good sexer, that's number one. But can I tell you the real truth? Because we're getting free tonight. But the real truth is, it ain't the sex that's snatching your soul. Uh-oh, I'm dropping mics. I'm dropping bombs tonight. I done went past mics. I'm dropping bombs tonight. Let me drop some bombs on you guys tonight. They are carrying out. It's not what they're doing in your body. And see, I had to write this down because somebody needs to hear this tonight. It's what they are doing to your emotions through your body. Huh? I'm dropping the mic tonight. I'm talking about 5 soul snatchers, and number one is the good sexer. And you can't get away from that man and from that woman because you saying, but the sex. But listen to me. It's not what they are doing to your body. It's what they are doing to your emotions through your body. They are carrying out a physical sexual act with you. But can I tell you something? Because you're on the receiving end, you're allowing yourself to feel loved, to feel wanted, to feel desired, to feel appreciated, to feel accepted. All the things that you crave in real life outside of the bedroom. Uh-oh, I know I'm stepping on some toes, and I know a lot of y'all can't say amen, but you can say ouch. I'm talking about 5 soul snatchers, and number one was the good sexer. You can't get away from that man, and you can't get away from that woman, even though you know it's a dangerous soul tie because of the sex. But listen to me. It's not what they're doing to your body. It's what they are doing to your emotions through your body. I'm telling you, they're allowing you to feel wanted and needed and desired and making you feel accepted and appreciated through your sex, through the physical means, because that's what you really are craving. That's what you really want. You want that man to be tender with you, the man that you have. You want that woman to be tender with you, the one that you have. But because you're not getting that, you're thinking they snatched my soul through that sex. It wasn't even the sex that was so good. Let me just go ahead and tell you, because that's what you think. Ooh, that was mind blowing. No, it was emotion blowing. I just dropped a bomb. Hear me. It wasn't mind blowing sex. It was emotion blowing sex. It blew your emotion out of the water because you want to feel desire, because you want somebody to be tender on you. You want somebody to look at you with appreciation. You want somebody to pay attention to your body. You crave those things in your real life. And that's right, kids. And don't let your love language be physical touch. Oh, child, they got you right there. They had you at hello. And so here is what happened. And so that's why a man or a woman can blow your mind in the bedroom and blow you off in the daytime. Oh, I'm detonating bombs all over this place. Y'all hear me? That's why a man or a woman can blow your mind in the bedroom and then blow you off in the daytime. Act like they don't even know you, won't even answer your call, won't even text you back. And you're saying, But what about what we just did? No, what about what you just felt? I'm telling you, you thought the sex was mind-blowing, but it just blew your emotions, and they're able to walk away. And you're walking around thinking you had mind-blowing sex. No, you had emotion-blowing sex. But all it was to them was physical. And so they blowing you off. Not speaking, not calling, not coming by. And you running behind them like, when we going to get together, I'll let you know. Huh? You know why they call it a one-hit wonder? Because you wonder what happened after that hit. Child, I'm trying to tell y'all. I hope I'm helping you. Listen, and here is a mic drop. Stop trying to make a connection out of a hookup. I'm going to drop the mic on my own self. Y'all better hear me. Let me say this again for the people in the back. Stop trying to make a connection out of a hookup. What am I saying? Hear me. Y'all know we love Wi-Fi, and we sure love free Wi-Fi. You can get a hookup anywhere. You can get a hookup at the airport. You can get a hookup in certain restaurants. You can get a hookup at the mall. You can get free Wi-Fi at somebody's house. But in the minute that they decide they don't want you using up their data, the minute that they decide, wait a minute, I got to pay for this, all they have to do is limit your access. Woo, wait a minute, because there was never a real connection. I am dropping the mic tonight. Hear me. Stop trying to make a connection out of a hookup. It was just a hookup. You're wondering, but I thought that was the real thing. How? That was just a hookup. But I thought we really were soulmates. How? That was one hit. But I thought we were going to be together. What? That was a one night stand. But Stop trying to make connections out of a hookups. Hookups are temporary. They just get you from one place to the second place. Why do you think Wi-Fi in public places are not fast? Listen, they're not trying to give you all their power. They saying to you, you're going to just be here for a minute, and we know y'all love to be on your phone. So to keep your attention while you are here, what we're going to do is we're going to trickle down just a little bit of a hookup for you, just enough to keep your attention until we don't want you anymore, until we're ready for you to go home. But so many of us are trying to make connections, hear me, out of hookups. And you wonder why this thing didn't last. And you wonder why this thing isn't fruitful. What happened? Teresa, you took the words out of my mouth. That's why they call them hot spots. I'm going to drop the mic on myself. Ever wonder why they call them hot spot? You were hot and you happened to be in the right spot. This grown folks tonight, hear me now. You're trying to make a connection out of a hookup. It's a hot spot. You were hot and they were you were hot and they hit the right spot, and you were just trying to figure out why that thing didn't matriculate into something else because it was a hot spot. They didn't call it a hot place. They didn't call it a hot department. They didn't call it a hot compartment. No. It was just a hot spot, meaning as long as you in this space for this appointed time, right here, you got something. But as soon as you walk away from a hot spot, as soon as you get out of range, all of a sudden you wonder, what happened to my Wi-Fi? Because you're trying to make a connection out of a hookup. Listen, you better learn how to recognize the difference between a hot spot and a connection. Some of y'all better figure out and tell yourself, I am not a hot spot. You better speak life to your body. I am not a hot spot. I'm helping somebody tonight. We're talking about 5 soul snatchers. This thing is off the chain tonight. So I hope you guys have shared it already. If you haven't already shared it, make sure you're sharing because I'm on fire tonight. So number 1 was the good sexer. Talking about 5 soul snatchers. Number 2, the monopolizer. Now, this is a good one. You're going to recognize him. The monopolizer. M-O-N-O-P-O-L-I-Z-E-R. The monopolizer. Talking about 5 soul snatchers. Number 1 was the good sexer. Number 2 is the monopolizer. Now, let me explain what monopolize means so that you can understand this one. I need y'all to be able to identify these soul snatchers. See, a monopolizer is somebody that acquires, has, or exercises exclusive possession over. That means they keep it entirely to themselves. I'm talking about 5 soul snatchers. Number 1 was the good sexer. If you're coming on late, you better go back and watch the replay because I was on fire and off the chain. Number 2, the monopolizer. A monopolizer is a person that the word monopoly, to monopolize means you establish or obtain exclusive possession of. You keep it entirely to yourself. Listen, this is really an intimidation tactic, and it really can be a form of abuse. The monopolizer. Let me break this thing down about this monopolizer. This person that wants to have exclusive rights to you. This person that wants to keep you exclusively to themselves. There are a lot of ways that people can monopolize you. I'm talking about soul snatchers. These are how we get into unhealthy soul ties. See, they can be financial monopoly. They can monopolize your money. They want to know every dime you spend. Hey, how much did you spend on that? Whoa, what you doing with that money? Hey, how much did that cost? Because I need to keep tabs on every dime you have. Wait a minute, y'all not even married. Wait a minute, this is my personal money. What? Monopolizing. They're trying to monopolize your finances. They're trying to monopolize, listen, relational monopoly. Have you ever heard somebody that tries to monopolize the people you're in relationships with? They looking at you funny when you want to go visit your mama. Where you going? To see my mama? How long you gonna be over there? Haven't you been at your mama house long enough? Wait a minute. You want to monopolize my relationship with my mom? You looking side-eyed at my sister? You looking crazy when I want to go be with my friends? I've known these friends my whole life. Listen, the monopolizer, they want exclusive control over. They want possession over you. And if you're not careful, what will happen is that part of you that's insecure, that part of you that wants to feel needed and desired and wanted and needs the attention, you will fall for the monopolizer. I'm helping somebody get free tonight. Listen, here is something. Reproductive monopoly. That the monopolizer wants you to have a baby so you can get stuck with them. I'm dropping bombs tonight. Listen, and it is not just the men or the ladies. It's both. Oh yeah, men trying to get you pregnant so you won't go anywhere. I just want you to be pregnant and stay home and take care of me and these children. And you just told them, well, you know, I'm getting ready to pursue a degree. Well, you know, I'm getting ready to get out there. I just want you pregnant. Wait a minute. And then you got some women that's holding on to these men. Oh, he think he about to get out there and get great. Well, let me have this baby. Let me show up pregnant because I need to monopolize him reproductively. Oh yeah, we breaking strongholds tonight. I'm talking about 5 soul snatchers. Number 2, we dealing with the monopolizer. Listen, you have to be careful. There is a such thing as a digital monopolizer. Hear me. They always texting you, always stalking your Facebook page. I saw you like such and such post. What's so good about him? They want the passwords to all your accounts. I think you need to give me the lock for your. How do I get in your phone? I need to have access to all of this. Wait a minute. Whoa. You are a digital monopolizer. You're stressed out because I didn't text you right back. Listen, my phone was sitting out, and then you go explaining, well, I had to pee. Come on, I can't even use the bathroom, but they're digitally monopolizing you, and they're saying, you said I called you. Listen, and you're trying to explain I didn't have any service where I was right then. Digitally monopolizing. You have to be careful when somebody is trying to monopolize you. Listen, I'm trying to help you get free. It starts off cute on the front end, and somewhere in us there is insecurity complexes, and we think that a person is showing us that they care for us. We think that a person is showing us how much they in love with us and how much they miss us and want to be with us. But that's right, Carlencia, but these are indicators of trust issues. I'm talking about digital monopoly, and you're feeling like, well, if I don't text them back, they're gonna be mad, and they're giving you a certain amount of time where you gotta call them back, or they want to know how long it's gonna. You going to your mama house? Well, that should take you 5 minutes, and how long you gonna be there? And then now you gotta. Well, I gotta go by the store, and now you're hearing yourself explain this stuff. Listen, digital monopoly. They're monopolizing you. Hear me. That is an intimidation tactic. And it is abusive. These are soul snatchers. They're monopolizing you. Y'all better hear me. Let me tell you about these monopolizers. When you want time and attention, they don't have it for you. Oh no, you want to spend some good time, quality time together. They busy. They got other plans. They don't even know your first name when you want to spend time. But all of a sudden, watch me now. We're talking about the monopolizers, 5 soul snatchers. The minute you start dealing with other people, the minute you get out there and get you some real friends, the minute you decide to go back to school, the minute you decide to apply for a raise or another position, all of a sudden, they want to Netflix and chill. All of a sudden, it's date night. All of a sudden, we want to go on a family trip. All of a sudden, you're like, wait a minute. Listen, monopolizing. You have to be careful about this kind of stuff because these are soul snatchers. I'm talking about dangerous soul ties. Number 1 was the good sexer. Number 2, the monopolizer. Here we go. Number 3. The low self-esteem enforcer. Number 3, I'm talking about 5 soul snatchers. If you're just coming on, y'all better watch this from the beginning. Number 1, the first soul snatcher was the good sexer. You know you wouldn't be with that man or that woman, but that sex is good. But I just told you guys, he ain't snatching. Listen, he ain't snatching your sex. He's snatching your emotions. That wasn't mind-blowing sex. That was mind-blowing, emotion-blowing sex. He got your emotions out of you because you got a desire to feel desire. You want to feel nurtured and taken care of. So you think that's why he can blow your mind in the bedroom and blow you off in the middle of the day. Hear me now. I'm talking about soul snatchers. Number 2, the monopolizer. He's monopolizing you. He wants she wants to acquire all of your attention, exclusive rights to you, possess it, wants you entirely to themselves, monopolizing your finances, your reproductive system, trying to get you with a baby, monopolizing your relationships, monopolizing your cell phone usage or your social media usage, just stalking you, trying to see what you're doing. Number 3, the low self-esteem reinforcer. This is somebody that you have shared your vulnerabilities and your insecurities with. You've told them, listen, I struggle with my weight. You've told them, listen, I struggle with abandonment issues. You've said, listen, I can't handle when people shut down on me and give me the silent treatment. These are people that you share stuff with. You tell them, I don't have a degree. And so it always bothers me, that I don't have a degree or I didn't graduate from high school. Maybe you told them, you know what, I had a bankruptcy or maybe you dropped out of school. So you're sharing things with them about you. These are people, the low self-esteem reinforcer. This is somebody that you've shared something about yourself in a vulnerable time. You said, listen, I'm insecure about my skin. I'm insecure about my weight. I'm insecure about my education. I'm insecure about this or that. And you share this with them. Listen, we're talking about 5 soul snatchers, and number 3 is the low self-esteem reinforcer. This person makes you feel as though nobody will want you but them. Hear me. They take your vulnerabilities and your insecurities and they turn them against you. They know that you have insecurities about your weight. So then when they feel like you're about to walk away from them or get free from them, they try to say things like, well, you've been picking up a lot of weight lately. I hope the world ready for you. I hope you prepared when you get out there. And all of a sudden, you stay tied to them. That soul tie brings you back in. Or you say, you know what, I'm getting ready to let this thing go. And they say, all right, you don't have the best education. So I hope whoever you out there trying to get or whatever you out there trying to be, I hope you're ready because some kind of way they're going to find out you're not as smart as you trying to act like you are. Hear me now. This is the low self-esteem reinforcer. I'm talking about soul snatchers, the kind of people that keep us soul tied to them. And see, they use those things against them. You told them that you can't handle the silent treatment. And then the minute you do something that they don't approve of, they shut down on you. They make you feel alone and abandoned. You told them that you have rejection issues. And the minute they see you trying to get away from them, they start drawing back from you. They start withholding affection. They start withholding attention. They start ignoring you. They start doing things to make you feel like now you got to run behind them. I'm talking about 5 soul snatchers. This is the low self-esteem reinforcer. They make you feel like nobody will want you but them. But this is the crazy part. But they never push you to upgrade yourself. And they actually get offended when they see you doing better, when they see you getting some new friends, when they see you getting an education, when they see you walking after purpose, when they see you reestablishing your faith in God, when they see you trying to go on a diet. Every time they see you doing something to upgrade your life, all of a sudden they get in their feelings. They start acting crazy. They start trying to get in your face. Then, girl, you don't need to diet. I like you like that. I like you thick. Girl, you don't need to try to go back to school. That's just going all that money. You got to be in debt and school loans. Girl, you don't need to try to get that raise. You don't need to try to do that because you're going to be working those long hours. You better watch the low self-esteem reinforcer because this is what they do. They want to tie your soul. I'm talking about 5 soul snatchers. Number 4, the manipulator. Oh boy, I bet we can identify those. Talking about 5 soul snatchers. Number 4, the manipulator. This is the person that acts like you are their saving grace. Oh, they act like you are all they have in the world. They act like, baby, if I don't have you, I have nothing. I don't have anybody. If I don't have you, I don't have any hope. Because everybody else walked away from me. Everybody else, they pulled that Ike and Tina scenario on you. Everybody else did me wrong. Every time I try to do this, when I make one mistake, that's when they walk away from me. And I know I got a problem with alcohol, and I know I got a problem with messing with women and running around with other men. But everybody, that's right, Chris, they play the victim. This is the manipulator. They pull that Ike Turner on you, and you start looking like, well, that's not who I am. But I say this all the time. You better tell yourself this: everybody has a plan B. Somebody need to type that in the comments. Everybody has a plan B. Stop letting these people fool you. The only reason they keep coming to you is because you keep giving in. Because you keep saying yeah. Because you keep saying, okay, I guarantee you, you got one time to cut that out. You got one time to say, no, I ain't doing that. You got one time to say, no, that's it for me with that. I guarantee you they'll move on to whatever is next, or whoever is next, or wherever else they can get that from. Everybody has a plan B, but the manipulator ties your soul to them. Y'all better hear me. I'm talking about 5 soul snatchers. The manipulator ties your soul to them because they act as though you're their saving grace. What would I do without you? If I didn't have you in my life, I just wouldn't make it. Just Ike Turnering you all the time. They just out there living their best life. You better hear me on social media, out there posing up with their boo, out there being great. Regina Martin, thank you, woman of God, for coming on. Thank you so much. They out there just being great. But then when you call them and say, wait a minute, I thought you told me you were going through. I thought you told me that you didn't know how you were going to make it. I thought you told me that you were leaving that man because he was cheating on you. Girl, don't go by what you see on social media. Honey, you can't look at those pictures because everybody have a good moment, but I'm still going through. Listen, this is the manipulator. You better tell yourself everybody has a plan B. And that person is manipulating you. They're making you think that they're miserable and lonely and discombobulated and don't know what to do. My son, Airman Michael Sanders, is on. Hey, son, thank you so much for watching. And they just manipulating you. But can I tell you what the real problem is? The real problem is you the one providing them the script that they acting from. I'm dropping bombs tonight. You are the one that's providing the script. How do they know when to act like a victim? Because you're telling them, well, I have superwoman issues and superhero issues, and I always jump to the defense when I feel like somebody's in trouble. And there they go saying, woo, let me find an issue that she can rescue me out of. Let me find an issue that he can rescue me out of. You providing the script. You showing them, listen, this is my weakness. You being the Samson and the Delilah. You saying, well, listen, if you do this to me, honey, I can't handle attention. Well, guess what? All they got to do is give you attention. Well, I can't hardly handle it when you take me out to eat. Well, why you think every time they make you mad, they want to come feed you? I'm trying to help y'all tonight. I'm talking about 5 soul snatchers. I said number 1, I'm going to recap, was the good sexer. You wouldn't be with that man if that sex wasn't good. You wouldn't be with that woman if the sex wasn't good. But where you think you having mind-blowing sex, you really having emotion-blowing sex. You think that they trying to give you something sexual, but they really just messing with your emotions, how you want to feel. Number 2, the monopolizer. They taking advantage of your time. They monopolizing your money. They monopolizing your relationships with other people. They're monopolizing you digitally, stalking you, texting you all the time, want your Facebook passwords. Just crazy. They're monopolizing you. Number 3, the low self-esteem reinforcer. You share with them your insecurities. You share with them your vulnerabilities, and they start using it against you because now they know how to get you. Now they know the thing that makes you weak. You share it with them that you got issues with weight, and then the minute you get ready to leave them, they say, all right. Everybody don't like a big woman. Everybody don't like pleasantly plump. Everybody don't like dark skin. Everybody don't like this. And so you share with them your vulnerabilities. And when it's time for you to go, they snatch your soul because they are low self-esteem reinforcers. Number 4, the manipulator. You writing a script for them and they manipulating you, making you think that they all you got. They saying, Girl, you all I got in the world. I and Tina you, and you just saying, well, I don't want to leave them like everybody else, and I don't want to walk away. Listen, I told y'all everybody has a plan B. Last but not least, number 5, I'm talking about identifying 5 soul snatchers. Number 5 is the bipolar. I'm not talking about the bipolar man or the bipolar woman, just the bipolar. You are dealing with a straight fool, a bipolar. Listen, bipolar is characterized by 2 extremes, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Hear me now. You don't know who you're going to be dealing with today. I'm talking about 5 soul snatchers, and this is the bipolar. You're saying, I don't know if I'm going to have a good day or a bad day today because I don't know which one of him I'm dealing with. I don't know if this is the man that is attentive and that's funny, or this is the man that's angry and that's got a short fuse. I don't know who I'm dealing with. So listen, can I tell you what you do? You puff up their potential instead of recognizing their reality. Oh, I'm dropping the mic on this Mic Drop Monday. You puffing up their potential instead of recognizing their reality. You saying, but they have the propensity to be good. They have the propensity to be faithful. They have the propensity to be honest. But listen, but they lying. But they're cheating. But they're abuser. The bipolar. Listen, they snatching your soul because you remembering when they were great. You remember how good she is on a good day. Oh, that woman drive you crazy when she on her best day. But then when she bipolar, she drive you literally crazy and you don't know what else to do. The bipolar. And so I say this all the time. What you refuse to face in the mirror, you'll be forced to face in your reflection. Huh? Oh yeah, Phyllis, I'm on fire tonight. What you refuse to face in your mirror, you're going to be forced to face in your reflection. What am I saying? Your reflection is your relationship. Your reflection might be your children. Your reflection might be your finances. Your reflection might be your purpose. You wondering why you having issues in your marriage and issues in your children and issues at your job and issues walking in the purpose. It's because you are refusing to face the reality that's in your mirror. That's why Mic Drop Monday is about you can't fix what you won't face. Let me look in this mirror and let me recognize that I'm dealing with a bipolar. I am tired. My soul got snatched by somebody that is bipolar. I don't know who they are today. I'm puffing up their potential and not recognizing their reality. I'm saying what is going on. What is happening is this person is tying your soul to them by making you feel obligated to their emotional state of being. Let me say this again for the people in the back. This person is tying you to them by making you feel obligated to their emotional state of being. And so now you're feeling responsible for their emotions. Now you're saying, now I got to shift the kind of person I am because I see that they're in a bad mood. So let me change who I am. I can't be funny today. I can't be smart mouth today. I can't be myself today because that might shift their emotions. They're monopolizing and manipulating you because they've shifted on you. And you're saying, this is a bipolar. And you're wondering why they snatched your soul. I'm talking about 5 soul snatchers: the good sexer, the monopolizer, the low self-esteem reinforcer, the manipulator, and the bipolar. I hope I'm helping tonight. You can't fix what you won't face. And so as I come to the end of my segment, I never give y'all a problem without a solution. I never bring a challenge if I can't bring you some help, some hope, and some healing. I hope you guys have shared this on your page. Even if you came on at the end, I dropped some bombs in the beginning. So make sure that you watch this all the way through. I'm going to upload it to my YouTube channel real soon so that you guys can watch it. But listen, we're dealing with dangerous soul ties. And before I leave, I want to give you 5 ways to break these soul ties. Maybe it's not you that's in this soul tie. Maybe it's your children. Maybe it's your loved one. Maybe it's somebody you know, your bestie, somebody that's in a soul tie. Maybe you can't admit that you're in a soul tie because you're married and got a soul tie with somebody else. Maybe you're embarrassed that you have a soul tie because you were with that man 15 years ago. You dealt with that woman 5 years ago, and it's still, there are remnants of them still on you, and there are pieces of you that you left with them. Listen, there's help, there's hope, and there is healing tonight. And so I want to give you 5 ways to break a soul tie. And then, you know, it's funny, right before I came on tonight, Somebody actually emailed me, and when I posted about the soul tie, and they said, listen, I want to sow into breaking this soul tie off of my life. And so that really prompted me, and I heard Holy Spirit say, listen, let people have the option if they want to sow into breaking these soul ties off their life. Make sure that they have a reason. Some of you guys are sowing not for yourself, but because you have a child that's wrapped up, tied up, and tangled up into the soul in a soul tie. I want to give you that option at the end, not because I need it, but because when you put a seed in the ground, listen, there is a scripture that says, whatever you shall bind on earth, it'll be bound in heaven. Whatever you loose on earth, it'll be loosed in heaven. But listen, it also goes on to say, but two of you got to agree. And if you guys are touch and agree, you can ask something, anything, and it'll be done. You better hear me. And so you sow as a point of agreement, as a point of faith that you got to get this soul tie off of your life. So I'm going to give you 5 ways to break a soul tie. And I hope you're ready. Number 1, 5 ways to break a soul tie. I hope you guys are sharing. Number 1, forgive yourself. That's number 1. I told you at the beginning, Mic Drop Monday is about not about condemnation. It is totally about liberation. So number 1, forgive yourself. You've got to forgive yourself for even becoming entangled with that person. A lot of times the reason that we stay in these soul ties is because we're saying, well, I shouldn't have married him. Why shouldn't have slept with her? Why shouldn't have ever even got involved with him? I did that, and I guess this is my cross to bear. I laid down with dogs, and so I got to deal with these fleas. The devil is a lie. If any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away, and behold, all things become new. So number 1, forgive yourself. You have got to say, I made a mistake. I told you at the beginning, my past has passed. My past has passed. Forgive yourself. A lot of times we hold ourselves hostage to relationships, not out of love, not out of need, but out of obligation and out of comfort. But you got to forgive yourself. You got to say, you know what, girl, you were crazy. Boy, you had done lost your mind. You messed up. You slipped. You cheated. You tipped. You went there. But you got to forgive yourself. You've got to say to you, listen, you deserve a do-over. You deserve a second chance. I did a segment that's on YouTube now called I Forgive Me. And if you need a little bit more clarity on that, you make sure that you go back and watch that. But you've got to forgive yourself. That's the first step in breaking a soul tie. Number 2, disassociate. Disassociate. I'm talking about 5 ways to break soul ties. Number 1, forgive yourself. Number 2, disassociate. Listen, from what? From anything that is tangibly reinforcing that soul tie. You hear me? I'm telling you how to get rid of soul ties. Number 1, forgive yourself for getting into that soul tie. But number 2, disassociate. Whatever you have tangibly that's holding you to that soul tie. Maybe it's a piece of jewelry and you keep holding on to that piece of jewelry. Maybe it's some lingerie. He bought you this, and every time you look at it, you remember when y'all were intimate and when he blew your mind. Listen, disassociate. Maybe it's old pictures and you keep going and longing for that time when it looked like y'all were happy and you really wasn't happy. It was fake and you had an argument and a fight right after that. Some of y'all need to disassociate yourself and get rid of the screenshots of the text messages. You keeping those text messages. I'm trying to help you get free. 5 ways to break a soul tie. Number 1, forgive yourself for being entangled with that person. But number 2, disassociate yourself with those tangible remnants that keep you connected to that person. You know you got screenshots when he said this and he promised me then on that. I remember January 12th, 2014, you said, because I got it screenshot in archive, and then I got a little app that lets me keep it secret on my phone. Listen. Disassociate. You need to go back and delete. Hear me now. Control, Alt, delete. You need a reboot. You need to get rid of all of those things, because what it does, it physically, spiritually, emotionally holds a placeholder for them in your life. It keeps a part of them anchored into you, and it is not healthy. Y'all better hear me. It's residue. Disassociate. We're talking about how do you break a soul tie. Number 3, denounce. 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 is number 3. You have to denounce any crazy vows that you made during that relationship. Oh, let me help y'all. Some of y'all that's trying to act new. I didn't make any crazy vows. Yes, I did. Yes, you did. You're the only one I ever loved. Oh, honey, I'll never love anybody else like you. You got to denounce. This body is only for you. This is your come on now. Grown folks tonight, y'all know when you make those rash vows, you better denounce that stuff. You put it in the atmosphere. You are my soulmate. There is nobody else in this world for me but you. You better denounce. You put that stuff out there in the atmosphere, and you allow the prince of the air to take those as real vows and hold them. But you better denounce those crazy vows that you put out there in the air, and you better say, I repent. I didn't mean that. You were not my soulmate. This body does not belong to you. This body belongs to me and Jesus, and that's it. You better denounce that. I'll never leave you. And so now they're holding you hostage. Well, you said you will never leave me. Listen, you got to denounce because you made those vows with your mouth. So you got to denounce it because you said those things, and you got to call those things back. Number 4, forgive them. I'm talking about 5 ways to break a soul tie. Number 4, forgive them. You've got to say, you know what? I'm holding something against them. The reason that person's still in my spirit, the reason I haven't been able to shake them, I know I'm past them. I know I said I was done with them. I know I said I was finished with that, but I'm still mad every time I look at her picture, every time I hear somebody saying something about it, every time I get a flashback and I remember how much money and how much time I spent, I get an attitude already. It's because you're still harboring some unforgiveness, and it's tying your soul to them. If you really want to be free, you got to let that go and forgive. Hear me now. Let go so you can grow. You got to let go. If you really need some help, I posted another video on YouTube called Help Me Forgive Them. Make sure you go and watch that because you got to be free of these soul ties. Number 5, last but not least, how do you get rid of a soul tie? And this is going to help you guys, and I hope it blesses you. Listen to me. The last thing that you need to do is verbalize. Verbalize. You have got to verbally declare that that soul tie is broken. You've got to say that out of your own mouth. Listen, you got to say it. You can't just say, well, it's in my heart. I said in my mind that I was through with them. I said that I was done with that. You got to verbalize it. You got to say out of your mouth. That soul tie is broken. Such and such is no longer tied to me. Blank, you got to fill in the blank. Blank is not my soul mate. Blank is no longer associated with me. My life, my past, my present, and my future is no longer dictated, is no longer determined by my association with that person. If you want to break that soul tie, you have got to verbalize it. You've got to speak it out of your mouth. You've got to say it. You've got to say, my soul is no longer tied to blank. My soul is no longer knitted to blank. They are no longer soul tied to me. I'm talking about breaking unhealthy soul ties. I'm going to go back over them again. Number 1, how do you break unhealthy soul ties? Number 1, forgive yourself. You got to forgive yourself because a lot of you guys are holding baggage. Well, I'm the one got into the relationship. Nobody told me to marry her. Nobody told me to marry him. Nobody told me to have those babies. Nobody told me to do this. And you're holding it against yourself. But number 1, forgive yourself for being entangled with them because you're holding yourself hostage. Number 2, disassociate. Listen, anything that you have that is a tangible stronghold that's reinforcing that soul tie, if it's text messages, if it's pictures, if it's lingerie, if it's cards that they gave you, whatever it is, listen, you better get rid of it. Go into those drawers, go into that secret chest, go into that secret app and delete. Get rid of those things that are harboring you and holding you down to that other person. Number 3, denounce. Denounce any rash vows you made. My body is only for you. I belong to you and only you. I'll never leave you. I'll love you and you only. I'll never want anybody else for you. You're the only person in the world for me. Listen, you made those rash vows. You put them in the air. You put that out there. You've got to denounce that. You got to call those things back in. Oh, forgive me, Lord. I lied. That is not true. That is no longer true in my life. Let me denounce that. You got to call those things back because you made a vow. And so you got to call those vows back in. Even the word says that we are overcome, not just by the blood of the Lamb, but by the word of our testimony. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. So you better call those things back in. You released it. Now you better call it back in. Number 4, forgive them. Forgive them. A lot of times you are so tied to people because you're angry, because you're resentful, because you're harboring unforgiveness. You got to forgive them. You got to let go so you can go. Go on with your life. Go on with your purpose. Go on with your future. Let go so you can go and so that you can grow. So you got to forgive them. And number 5, verbalize. You have got to verbally declare that soul tie is broken. You got to say it out loud, even if your voice shakes. Even you got to do it because if your mouth says it, your ears hear it, and your mind will comprehend it. And guess what? Pretty soon, your body will come into alignment. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. You got to say it out loud. You've got to verbalize it. Even if your voice shakes, you have got to declare that the soul tie is broken so that when your mouth says it, your ears will hear it, your mind will comprehend it, and your body will declare it and come into alignment with that declaration. We're talking about breaking soul ties. Listen, this is how you break soul ties off of your life. Now, I told you guys, y'all know I don't usually do this, but right before I came on, I promise you guys, the last 2 Mondays, we've been talking about the prosperity principle. I've been talking about sowing into the supernatural dissolution of a soul tie. Some of you guys need these soul ties broken. I'm talking about this thing has been in you and on you for years. It's manifesting into your children. You're not able to walk in purpose and prosperity because of soul ties. Listen to me. I'm going to give you an opportunity to sow. I'm going to post my information, and I'm going to tell you this, and I'm not saying it to brag, but just honestly, it's not because I need it, and it's not even because I want it. It's because there is a principle of seed time and harvest. I can promise you, and I've been posting testimonies of the last couple of weeks. People that have been sowing into my Mic Drop Monday have been seeing supernatural manifestations. Matthew 18:18 says, whatever you bind on earth, I'll bind it in heaven. Whatever you loose on earth, I'll loose it in heaven. If any two shall agree on earth touching in anything, ask it, and it'll be done. So, and I'm gonna come into agreement with you that those soul ties are broken. Some of you guys have been carrying these soul ties for years. Some of you guys have children that are tangled up with men and with women, and you know that it's detrimental and you want them to get free. Listen, so into supernatural manifestation of them breaking loose. There's a dissolution, a dismantling, a disruption, a destroying of that soul tie. Listen, let me tell you something. The last couple of Mondays, and there's even some people on here that have sold and came back and testified. There was a woman that sold last Monday supernaturally into Mic Drop Monday, and she wanted me to come into agreement with her because she had a daughter that was supposed to start college Wednesday, was supposed to move in on Wednesday, but they needed $3,000. This is a real testimony. She didn't have it. She sold into Mic Drop Monday. I wasn't asking for anything. Listen, it was Monday night. I came into agreement with her, and I told her prophetically that the Lord was going to send a woman that was going to come in and help them, and then right in the nick of time there was going to be a supernatural manifestation and God was going to get the glory. Listen to me. This woman inboxed me Wednesday night and said that her and her daughter went to the school, did not have enough money. They were supposed to pay $3,000 or the daughter wouldn't get into college. They were in the line with this woman that was telling them, I need your $3,000. The woman was looking in her hand. She had $1,000. All of a sudden, the daughter gets a text message to come into the lobby. When they walked into the lobby, there was a woman that was waiting to help them. She pulled them into the office, took their debt from $3,000 to $1,100. The woman was overjoyed, but she still was in the line not having enough money. While she got to the front of the line when her and her daughter were there, the woman got a call on her cell phone, and it was a friend that said, listen, your daughter's going to college. Whatever you are lacking, I'm going to pay the rest of it through. Her daughter was able to move into college that day because she sowed a seed in faith, and we partnered and we believed together. I'm telling you guys, I don't do this thing. If Holy Spirit did not tell me to give people an opportunity to sow, I can promise you I would not be saying it. But there is something supernatural in a seed. Some of you guys need supernatural soul ties broken off of your life. You need them dissolved. And I'm telling you, let me tell you, I just got a message this morning. A girl just inboxed me and told me that she sold into this last Monday's mic drop, and she had been trying to get a job since May. Monday she sold. Wednesday morning she got, 3 days later she got a phone call that the job, the opportunity was hers. She got the contract. And I'm telling you, this thing has been happening. You can go to my page and see the testimonies. People are coming to agreement, and it's not about me. It's about them putting their faith out there and trusting the seed and the supernatural. Listen to me. If you are in need of a supernatural manifestation of a soul tie being broken off of your life, you have the opportunity to give. It might not be about you. Some of you guys, listen, you don't have to say why you're sowing. You can act like you can just sow the seed and say, listen, I'm sowing for me because I've been tied up with this woman and I'm married, but I need to get free and I don't know what else to do. Listen. So, and it might be you that's saying, listen, it's my baby daddy and I'm still mad at him 20 years later. He didn't do anything for my children. I had to raise them myself. I'm still angry. I can't move on in my life. I can't sit there and let it go because I'm still angry. I don't care what the seed is. It can be $1 because it's not about money. I don't need them. It's not about that. It's about you releasing your faith and us coming into supernatural agreement that those strongholds are broken. I want you to be able to walk in wholeness. I want you to be able to walk in healing. I want you to be able to prosper even as your soul prospers, because soul ties will keep your soul tied. You better hear me. That's my last mic drop of the night. Soul ties will keep your soul tied. Listen, I'm Elisa, LaShell, the Empowerment Specialist. I'm so grateful that you guys joined with me tonight. I hope that you found something, some help, some hope, and some healing out of this Mic Drop Monday where we talked about soul ties tonight. Listen, there is help, there is hope, and there is healing. Make sure that you guys share this because there's somebody that needs to know how to get free of these soul ties so that they can walk in wholeness. Again, thank you all so much that come and watch with me every single Monday. If it was your first time, welcome and thank you so much for joining with me. I will be back again on next Monday for another segment of Mic Drop Monday. I am Elisa LaShell, the Empowerment Specialist, and remember, you can't fix what you won't face. See you guys next time.